All right, everyone. Today we have a special guest. I wish I would have known this earlier. And second episode with Roman, aka Rome. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Rome.
My name is Roman. I was the quarterback, punter kicker at La Quinta High School.
All the above, right?
Whatever the team needed.
Yeah.
Um, just a player out here, man. It's nothing more than that.
All right. All right. Well, you're bigger than that, right? You are a blessing. So let's get it going. Looking back, what is the one thing you wish you have taken more seriously in high school?
um, so I would say probably just time management, relationships. Those two simple concepts, I've truly gone to grow deeper in them. So when I say consistency, is that, or I meant time management. Sorry about that. Um, Growing up in high school, it's really easy to get the stuff done when you're a freshman, you're a sophomore. You don't have like a car, you don't have a lot of stuff to do. So that's when I found a lot of success in school. Most of my time was in that. And then as you grow older from a junior to a senior, so myself is I've had like probably four jobs, some three working at the same time. I would ref, I would worked at Dick's Sporting Goods. I would train kids. I've done a lot of stuff, just doing my free time, but that also comes to an extent where you don't have a lot of time. So managing your time and keeping your homework, your studies to still have time for that. It's probably one of the biggest lessons that's hurt me a lot too. I've put in too much on my plate. I can chew, I guess you would say. But it's also a big factor in growing up is like you got to manage your time. And then when I say relationships, so something I wear on my wrist, guys, is iron sharpens iron. Definitely a big quote out there, but it's one that really sticks to me. Is that who you surround yourself with eventually is who you become. So I don't. What I want to kind of say is that you don't always have to be buddy buddy or best friends with everyone because everyone's there's no wrong path in life, but there's also a right path for you, and avoiding those distractions in life will get you a long way, far ways to a successful life. And I think that the people you surround yourself with, they have the same intentions, goals, maybe even like a religious standpoint that will help you grow and nurture your guys' friendships, and your life will start to mold as the way you guys perceive and talk about it. Kind of like talking your future into reality, manifestation. So that's goes a long way hand in hand with surrounding yourself with who you want to be. So
That's awesome, man. And out of those surroundings, who has made the biggest impact in your life?
I would say my brother. Shout out Tommy. So growing up with him, it's not really no one else you can wake up, sleep next to, eat the same, train the same. That was definitely my iron to my iron. Always followed in his footsteps, trained with him, started to see football and life from different perspectives. Um, Definitely saw how successful he was, and I saw the lifestyle he chose, and I started to slowly, maneuver and be like, okay, let's stay away from those type of people. He's not hanging out with those people. So I would say my brother is definitely probably my most inspirational people in my life. Um, and I'm very, very grateful.
Yeah, yeah. It's always good to have someone close in your life, and
Yeah.
especially a family that it's you look up to,
Mhm.
and you see the walk,
Yep.
right? And that's very powerful right there. So, Tommy, you did a great job, man. I'm proud of you. All right. Second question: what advice would you give your younger self?
Um, don't listen to the hate, the external, sounds, talk from everyone else. So as I was younger, I still experience it today. Like we just talked about my brother, I had a lot of doubts, a lot of over talk about almost shadowing from my brother. And that was one of the biggest kind of stories to my story was, being the underdog, being overlooked just because it was like, oh, you'll never kind of be your brother. But it was a good way. It was a good way for me to humble me, good way to grow into the light. So, I mean, the biggest thing is that you have to close out the haters, no matter what your story is. Is that, especially from a football standpoint, everyone's gonna talk. You don't produce one game, the talk's already your Instagram, everything. It's already flowing. Like you just gotta block that out, and you gotta keep your head down and work hard. So I think seeing. So I actually started football, tackle football as a freshman. So I was pretty behind the game from everyone. So when everyone else had their success really early in high school careers, that definitely brought me down a little. But it also brought a lot of hatred, a lot of haters, but it also kept me working hard, almost proving them wrong. And so the biggest thing I learned though to that is that you cannot work to prove other people wrong. You got to work hard to prove yourself right. And that was a quote that really stood out to me and really impacted me is proving myself right. Doesn't matter what anyone else says, I don't care about them. I'm not proving them wrong. That's not my story. I'm proving myself right. So if I was to say anything to my younger self, it would be that.
You against you.
Yep.
Yeah,
You're the iron to your iron.
that's right. That's right. Okay. Third question. What is the one habit that helped you become successful?
Consistency. No matter if you're feeling tired, down, kind of drained, you gotta just get in, get out. You gotta get your workouts in. Um, you gotta do the little stuff right. So being consistent can, you know, kind of condescend to like many different paths in life. Is that be consistent with your homework, be consistent with your workouts, be consistent with your eating, all this little stuff. But you have to really like get your I would say like get your like most important stuff through the day complete. Like when I say consistency, I mean like I was never a person that would kind of try to stay behind on homework, schoolwork. Yeah, I procrastinated definitely. That's definitely younger
That's
self.
everyone,
Don't
man.
procrastinate,
That's
but
everyone.
I would get it done. So being consistent and not falling behind in school, because once you fall behind, I've seen it. Once you skip two assignments, that hill slowly starts speeding up, and that's you're down a deep hole. It's pretty hard to climb out. And being consistent with working out, I'm to a point right now where like if I don't work out right now, my day's kind of ruined. Like it is what it is. I just feel like kind of a bad feeling in my stomach that I'm not doing what I need to do to grow my future self. So I would say consistency is definitely the biggest advice.
Yeah, well, that's that's adulting too.
Yep.
So those things that you shared are what's gonna help you be successful as an adult too.
Mm-hmm.
So just know you're gonna go through those troubles and tribulations and the haters, right? The doubters, all
Yep.
that. But who's around you is what's gonna allow you to move forward, level up, elevate every move from here on out,
Definitely.
right? So one thing that I two things, right? That people don't know about you, and this is straight out, is you're very close to God, right?
Yep.
You're very close to God. That also was the big reason that allowed you to be where you are now,
Yeah.
right? God's timing is better timing than our time,
Yep.
right? God's plan is better than our plan, and He always has a path for you. And
Mm-hmm.
another thing, that you do that not people underestimate you, how smart you are,
Yeah.
right? So what was the color of the gown
So I
that?
did graduate in white.
That's right.
Um, I definitely pushed myself pretty hard. One of my highest in high school was probably the end of my sophomore year with all these like AP classes. Like I did finish with a 4.8. That was probably the highest it was until the time management, like I said, got to you. So, but I would just say, like I was saying with being consistent, it's not only that, like, yeah, you could say, like, I'm smart. That's cool. But I just don't like falling behind. Like, I think the biggest thing in school is just showing up. If you show up, you might not even be smart, whatever. But if you show up, you do the work, you get it done, boom, you're an A student. Like, it's really not that hard. And I really hope if you're ever watching this, like, you're about to, I mean, there was probably like me and my friend through high school, probably had like 1,000 FaceTimes at like 1 a.m., banging out homework, banging out studying for tests. Like, you just got to do it and it's going to pay off. I really promise you guys that it will, especially in the recruiting process. I see some people online, they're like, when a coach asks for your GPA and you never talk to them again, like, when a coach asks for your GPA, you should be like happy to say it and make the hat coach happy that there's no like, concerns about you. Like, a lot of what you do in the school translates to the field. I really believe that if you're on top of the game, especially as a quarterback, you got to study film, you got to study your game, you got to be on top of following instructions. It all translates to the field. And so, you know, um, me pushing myself in school has really helped me open a lot of doors in life that wouldn't be there if I, slacked around and was just going through the motion during school. So,
That's awesome, man. That's great because I was gonna be my other thing is like, hey, what's the another advice that you can give to the community, to the younger guys out there? And I'm glad you brought that up. Um, we'll end it on a fun one. What's your favorite food?
uh, I love a good Taco Bell, man. If you know me,
Taco Bell?
you know me. I love Taco Bell. It's right next to the school. I never went to it until I went to high school there. So at La Quinta, man, like I love my Taco Bell. I love a good little online combo meal with the Baja Blast. If you give me one of those, my mood will be good for the rest of the day. I promise you.
There you go. That puts a smile on his face. So let's keep it doing, man. Reward yourself with some Taco Bell after this,
Yep.
man. You deserve it. I will be praying for you and anything you need. Do not hesitate to give me a call,
Amen.
okay?
Thanks, coach.
All right, man. Stay blessed.